Not so good morning. Looks like we finally ran out of luck. All our waiting out rain strategies and stuff like that. Today they won't apply because it's just going to rain all day. Which is fine. We were due a rainy day. And it's not like today would have given us any nice sights like, say, Malham Cove and Pen-Y-Ghent and that kind of stuff. So who needs good weather on a day like this? Still, at least it's not heavy rain. You know. Ooh, look at that. The ears are coming out.
I think that's a good way to keep that tight.
Oh, yeah.
No, not nice at all. Too tight. Okay.
So we're on a bit of a cheat today. We've actually gone off the Pennine Way to avoid not so much climbing that hill, but we remember the coming down from that hill was quite slippy, and today is unbelievably muddy everywhere. So we're going on the other side of the river, and it's really pleasant. There's some sort of an old abandoned, I don't know, milling canal or something that we're following all the while. It's only the last sort of mile into Malham really that we're not on the Pennine Way, but yeah, this is an interesting alternative if the weather's shitty like it is today. I would recommend going this way instead. Good morning. I would like to get through this gate now, please.
The back one's a he. He's got his willy tied up.
I would like to get through this gate here. And no, you can't eat my sticks.
These are working horses or more horses. You don't want more of the glamour ones.
Rainy Malham. Despite all our ideas of hiking straight through and straight up the cove, we've decided to hang around for half an hour and wait for the coffee shop to open again. Because, I mean, the weather is like this.
And the last time we did it, we were on top and there was no place to stop and have.
Yeah, there isn't even a convenient tree like this where you can hunker down under. So we had no breakfast, no lunch. That's why we ended up hunkering down where we did in the end. Before Pen-Y-Ghent, it was actually originally, the idea was to just pitch up the tent so we could finally eat something, be out of the rain and the wind. So we're thinking, and last time we managed to get that far because we had breakfast in this village.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're waiting. Well, 23 minutes is not too much time to waste. But I wanted to show you this. Malham is really, they're really looking after their village properly. It's the first place we've seen that has actual recycling bins. So I'm glad I forgot to throw away my plastic bottle yesterday because I could put it in there. But also look at this. You get to borrow the pickers and a bag, and they just challenge people to spend 2 minutes picking up litter around while they're here. And that's it. I mean, what a neat idea. Like we could be doing this while we're sitting around waiting. I actually did pick up some litter, not with that, just with my bare hands, but because I'm scum. But yeah, so this is Malham. Pretty little village. I think we're going that way. Yeah, Malham Town. Yeah.
That's a beautiful house.
Brian's buying houses in the area again with his mind.
Yeah,
because he can't do it with his
when we died.
Yeah, when we win that lottery, that's going to come any minute now.
It's a beautiful house.
Yeah. Malham Cove. Not quite as nice weather as last time. We had 3 minutes of sunshine here, but still impressive. And sadly, still every bit as steep, so I'll see you up there in about 3 hours' time. And with everyone always focusing on the cove, I don't think the stream leading up enough gets enough credit. Look at that. I mean, how pretty is this? All these gnarly trees. I'm just delaying the moment I have to start climbing, as you can tell, but no, this really is a lovely, lovely stream. There's the limestone pavement. Not going to go out and play on it today because there's rocks going up a bit on the slippery side, and it's not actually technically the Pennine Way. I mean, we're just like 2 meters up from it. We were down there last time, but there's the top of Mullum Cove.
I think it was this wet last time we come through. Well, I've got a new jacket, so I'm happy. And the roll-on is working well.
Good.
The English brand. Expensive. I think it was 350 quid. But I've tried Berghaus, Rab, and all the seam seal goes. This is only like the 4th, 5th day of water, so we'll see what it's like at the end of the trip. I'll review it.
Really? Choppy waves here at the ocean. Look at that. Actual sunshine. It's just a shame we're heading into these hills there. Looks like for the 2nd time running we will see nothing of Fountain Fell. I hope it's a boring fell, that's all I can say. There we go, Fountain Fell Mark 2. Carbon copy of Fountain Fell Mark 1. I don't think you get this hill without low-hanging clouds and wind. Or at least today it's not as bitterly cold as it was last time.
Mad Englishmen in Moors!
Not gonna lie, this is a hard slog.
What?
I mean, you know, visibility is 1 Scouser deep. It's raining. I'm back to not wearing my glasses because I see less with the glasses on than I do.
She looks very sexy without the glasses.
There's something buzzing right in front of my lens.
It's a fly.
Yeah. So if you see something massive crawling over the screen in a moment, we've been eaten by monsters.
Oh, there it is. It's nearly on the screen.
Yeah.
I think it's just keeping after something warm.
Well, it can bugger off now because the camera's going away. But yeah, so basically this is what we're seeing. I can't make you feel what we're feeling because that would be cruel. And we're nowhere near off Fountain Fell again. We're finally off the fell. This is a very welcome road because, as we said, you can't fall off a road. No doubt we'll prove that theory wrong, but yeah. So to give you a little view around. That's right, nothing has improved. I thought I'd regale you all with a lovely shot of Mount Everest. Prove me wrong. Yeah, somewhere there's Pen-Y-Ghent.
Yeah.
Guess who's not going over Pen-Y-Ghent today?
We're not going, it's too dangerous. Heidi can't see through her glasses.
Nope.
So.
I'm back in Soupland. Well, everybody's back in Soupland, and the guidebook says there's a turn-off if you can't face Pen-Y-Ghent. Well, it's not a case of not facing it, it's a case of we can't see Pen-Y-Ghent. We're less than, we're probably within half a mile of it. We should be seeing it by now, and it's just, nah.
We're supposed to be going up there, but we can't see a thing. It's windy as hell.
Yeah.
So, we're on the way down. Andy can't even see my face.
I can literally see nothing. Or you can probably can't hear anything. But this is what it sounds like up here. Yeah. We're skipping Pen-Y-Ghent.
Yeah.
Day 6, and surprise, surprise, it rained. It's great hiking in a heat wave in England, it really is. Well, we set off in the rain and followed the River Aire all the way to Ayrton and beyond, and the path was as muddy as anything. It really is extremely unpleasant hiking here when it's been raining that much, because there's cow fields everywhere basically, so you're competing with the cows for all the slippery bits, which is yeah not that nice. Which is why we decided then, when we reached this junction here by Hunlet, instead of going into Hunlet and out over this hill, we decided to stay on this side of the river and follow that in, because it's a better path, quite frankly, and given how slippery everything was, we did not fancy, as we said in the video, it's not so much the climbing on the hill, it's when you drop down into Malham again later, it gets quite a bit steep. Sounds silly because it's not that steep, but it's steep enough that you worry in the rain, if you know what I mean. So we stayed on this side and just followed the river in flat into Malham, where we hung around for a bit and wondered whether to hike straight out or wait for the cafe to open for breakfast. And thankfully we decided to wait for the breakfast, because from here on in, once we started hiking again, we never ever got to stop again because the weather just turned. It was all right going up Malham Cove. It was pleasant enough. And all the way up the valley, thankfully, up to about Malham Tarn. And then once we started sort of approaching the woods at Malham Tarn, it started to rain again, and it just never ever stopped again. There were bits of breaks that made us hopeful, but no. We just hiked in soggy rain all the way through the hills, into the moors, and up towards Fountainfell again. For the second time now, being unable to see anything around Fountainfell, and it's just a soulless hill when you can't see what you're doing and you're just constantly struggling. Everything looks the same, everything's unpleasant, everything's thankfully it's not very muddy, so it's relatively good going, but it's featureless, so you have no idea where you are at any point, or how far you've already come, or how much more of this you have to do. And then by the time you start dropping down, you drop down quite sharply, actually. But it's still pleasant once you reach the road. Pleasant in the sense that you're just grateful you're off the hill. So we followed the road along, and there was still no let up in the weather, and got past the farm, Dalehead Farm, round about where we gave up last time, and we started to climb up towards Pen-Y-Ghent, and it got worse and worse and worse. The wind got really strong, and we know that this last little bit up Pen-Y-Ghent is a scramble, and I couldn't see again with my glasses, and it was windy, it was rainy, it was misty. We chickened out. We decided that we were going to take this alternative instead, down into Brackenbottom, and from there into Horton in Ribblesdale, because there just was nothing to prove going up Pen-Y-Ghent. We wouldn't have had any views, we wouldn't have seen anything. We've been there before, we've done that. So, nothing left to prove. We just hightailed it into Horton, into the campsite instead, being soaking wet and thoroughly miserable. One nice thing about the day, so that we forgot to mention actually, as we were in Malham, as we were climbing out of Malham, or hiking out of Malham, we met a young family approached us, going like, "Are you the Liverpool hikers?" And it's somebody who's watched our videos in the past, and this has never happened to us here in the UK. It happened once or twice on the PCT, but it was so nice chatting to them, and so weird, being recognized when you're hiking, when we have this tiny little channel that hardly anybody watches for. So if this family watches this video, thank you very much. It was so nice meeting you, and you really made our day until Fountainfell took the stuffing out of us.